better, you do better.
Yeah.
Some people say, no, I'm not.
Some people don't know better.
Because they don't know, but you can know, but if you don't understand what you know, it's just like you don't know it at all. So, you know, in all of that, you have to understand in order to be, and it takes a lot, and it depends on what the situation is.
Yeah.
It takes, and then it depends on who the individual is, what they mean to you, what you mean to them. All of that comes into play when it comes to forgiving, because if you can't see that if I did something that God would not forgive me if I don't forgive you, that's what the issue is.
Yeah, but some people, that's what I said, they don't have the understanding of that.
That's right.
They speak the words, but it's just words. When they sprout off saying, yeah, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive them who trespass. They're just, it's words. But they've never actually taken it and said, forgive us my trespasses as I forgive those who have trespassed against me. You know, until that realization is there at the forefront, it's hard. Yeah. And forgiveness, forgiveness, it's nothing easy about forgiveness.
No,
nothing easy.
Right. And you have to want, you know, so that wanting has to be there too. Because some people want to be pissed off. They want to be mad. They want to be, you know, the victim all the time. No, come on now. Yeah. Because you got to be a man or woman enough to say sorry, forgive me. Just like we were talking about Kyrie, to go back and apologize. If it's, you know, and all the time you may not know that it was you. So, but you got to be open to that.
Yeah. And, you know, and the thing is, you're going back to being a Christian again. If you say, I am a Christian, then, well, that's not true. I was going to say, then you should hear the voice of God saying to you, Barbara,
but we don't
always we don't want to hear it because he will say, and you will hear a voice behind me say, this is the way, walk ye in it. So it means he's going to give us clear directions every day, all day, if we listen. Yeah. But then, and the thing is, like the other day, I was telling, I know some of my friends must think, oh my God, she's crazy. She always says the word says, but I've got nothing else to live by but the word. That's my manual.
Yes.
The word. That's my manual. And I was saying.
And see, I feel the same way. And I know I have to also, you know, walk and think in the now. But, you know, that's funny. I'm glad we're having this conversation because I was just on my Saturday Bible study live that I do. I want to do a video and a study or just discussion on forgiveness because so much stuff is blocked in our lives. So much stuff for us to move ahead in life and do things, and we will never get past anything if we're not willing to forgive some stuff.
Because it's a war.
It's a war.
It's a war. And if you cannot get over that war, forget it. If you will not, like Jesus said, I stand at the door and I knock. And any man who wants me to come in, I will come in and I will sup with them. To me, it's forgiveness. Because with all that we are, all that we've done, right? He said, I still knock. He didn't come in. He didn't barge in.
He didn't bust down.
I would have busted down the door. But no, and so sometimes, you know, being Christ-like, which is what we're supposed to be.
Right.
Christ-like. That's why the word Christian comes from. But I think sometimes
we're not always. I mean,
we're not. We go to church, we hoop, we are, we love, we jump, we bump, and we come out and pick up our spirits.
Yeah, unchanged.
Unchanged.
Yeah. When we put ourselves before everything else. And then, you know, then there's some, I always say there's some people that do it better than others. And some people never seem to do it. But, you know, it's just a matter of, like I say, if you understand what you know, we'd be something else.
Now that's a mouthful.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Look at David. Remember when David, and when he became king, and he said, is there any in the house of Saul and Jonathan I may show kindness to. Now, in those days, any other king would have looked for any of the relatives to make sure he took them out. But David remembered the kindness, and forgiveness was in his heart, because there was Mephibosheth, Jonathan's son. Somebody said, "There's Mephibosheth," and he said, "Find him." And he was able to come and sit at David's table every night. Look at that forgiveness, because Saul chased the heck out of David. All over creation.
All over. Had David hiding in caves. Dodging arrows.
Yeah. Oof. But see, isn't that wonderful?
And David would soothe him.
With the heart.
But he still,
But then
jealous.
But look at David's life.
Oh, Lord.
God, that's why I say, as good as we are, just like what did Paul say, the good that I would do.
I find myself not
The thing about David, this is what I like. I'm like David. I'm very much like David. David was quick to repent.
Yes, he was.
That's why God said David is a man after my own heart. Because you see, he whatever he did that was wrong, and he murdered, he lied, he committed adultery. I mean, come on, then killed the man.
Yeah.
Took his wife, and then he killed him.
But first he wanted to go out there and fight drunk, but he was
tried to.
Tried to convince him.
Yeah, but the guy said,
manipulate.
No. How can I go home to my wife when my fellow
out there
soldiers are out there on the front line? See, this man had some, dignity, integrity, some loyalty, some integrity, and all of these things David had. But going off on another subject, when the I got into it, and he looked at her and he lusted. He lusted all.
That was a stronghold.
That is a strong.
That was a stronghold in his life.
But God forgave him.
He forgave him beyond that, because he knew David's heart.
David's heart, But David but even though God knew David's heart, it still took David to come and lie down on the ground and say, "I have sinned against thee only have I sinned," and to ask forgiveness. You know? We still, even though God knows our heart, we can't be thinking, "Well, Lord, I'm sorry." No. Not I'm sorry. No. You say, "Father, I repent. I am sorry, Lord." Don't come to me. A
lot of folk cannot, because there are some people that just in life in general cannot say, "Well, I'm sorry."
I know. Jeez, that makes me crazy.
Yeah, just say it.
Say it.
Mean it. And but you know what? That's a good point, because it's not just forgiving others is part of it. Also, like you said, forgiving yourself.
Yeah.
Because we can, like we were talking earlier about motherhood, we can beat ourselves up to the core.
Yeah.
And you really have to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
You really do.
First, I know that there was a time in my life, I don't think I was a good mom. I don't think I was a good mother at all. And I went to each of my children. I said, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But see, that was paramount, because you realized it for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what you needed to get past that obstacle in your life. And that's good.
And I had to say the same thing to Dexter, because I had Dexter so young. And so I was always in work mode. I had always, worked, had 2 jobs, and then, and I was just so militant in that. And I know I was strict and maybe not as nourishing. And I had to, years later, of course, apologize to Dexter that, I may not have been able to do this and that, and buy you this and get you the things all your teenage friends may have had, because my mind was on work mode. And I just didn't know. And that's the other thing. I had to forgive myself to say, granted, I had a child young. Thank God for my mom and dad that they had to step in and totally just,
rescue you.
And she had to grab it by, okay, come on here. You ain't a child no more. Come on here. You done stepped over into my world now to be mother. And so with that, I had to also forgive myself and just not beat myself up to say, okay, it's happened. There's nothing I can't unbirth him. You understand? He's here.
That's right.
So that was one of the things I had to really learn and swallow, and again forgive myself to say, Tonya, you're not perfect. You didn't. You just it didn't happen that way where you could be the perfect ideal mother with a husband and all that stuff. And so for years I had to deal with that mentally. Yeah. But then again, when I accepted Jesus Christ, he put all that under the blood. But it was a process.
It's a process.
It was a process.
Yeah, because even when I went to my children, I said, I'm so sorry that I wasn't a good mother there's a point in our life. Right. And they were like, oh, Mom, you were so good. I said, no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. I wasn't good. I lost my temper when I could have held it better. Right. I said, there was times when I just didn't want to talk. I didn't want to... I didn't want all the responsibility. I didn't. I said, and I had to say to my last child, I said, if there was ever a time that I made you feel like a burden, please forgive me. I said, because when I look over things, I think there probably was a time when I made him feel like, he was, he had to go to soccer practice, and I didn't want to get up so early in the morning. I'd be like grumpy in the car. I'd take him, but I wasn't doing it nicely. Right. And I said, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I said, I know it's late and it's all in the... I said, but I want you to know that if I could, I would rewind and I would do it different. He said, Mom, it's all right. He said, you had so much on you. I was so blown away by his response. He said, you had so much on you. You had the world on your shoulders, and that just choked me up. I said, yeah. I was so touched that he even,
And I thought about that even with Dexter, and when we finally moved out from Mom's house, and we were, in my place, and I was doing it. And, that was one of the things I would tell Dex. I said, well, look, I don't have the kind of help that Mama had with me helping you out. So that was my thing. Please don't bring no babies home. That was my thing. And you're going to have to help me clean up around here, because I'm working. But so he recognized, okay, my mama, may not have this or that and the other. So just like right now, Dexter is like a little bit OCD. He's always cleaning, sweeping, because he either watch me, of course he watched my mom do all that, but still, that's still something that has stuck with him to stay clean, to sweep clean. He knows how to cook and all that kind of stuff. So that was his way of not bringing any more burden on me. He recognized, So, but, like I said, you live and you learn. And like I said, as far as motherhood, I just tell the Lord, thank you for my mama. Yeah. Mama.
That's so good.
But, because... serious. Good. She's the ultimate mother. She is a nurturer, a caretaker. She's considerate. She really is. Good. And as I got older, I'm more and more realizing all the things she said to me. Oh yeah, she's had to say some things that have stung, that I felt like maybe she hurt my feelings. But I recognize that she is a mother. She didn't do it to hurt me. It was for my good. It was so I can be better in the decisions that I'm making or going down the right path. Right now, still today, she'll get me all the way together.
Sure will.
But at the same time, I recognize she truly is the ultimate mother, the caregiver.
That's so good.
She just really is.
That's so good.
I know that what she tells me and she talks to me and she gives me advice, it really truly is for my good.
From her heart. Isn't that wonderful?
It is.
Proverb says. It's in Proverb where it says, and thy children shall rise up and
call you blessed.
That's wonderful.
She is. She's really blessed.
As I think about motherhood, I can truly say, I never once said, "Oh, I ain't been a good." Because I guess because of the way I was brought up, and I was always a caregiver to my younger sisters and brothers.
Yeah,
I was in mother mode.
I think I was tired when mine came along.
I was in
well, she is. I can't think of, like I said, she has always been a good mother.
But your relationship is very good to watch. Right. Yours and your mother's relationship.
She's just always been a good mother. Like I said, even when I broke her heart, when I got pregnant, because we talked. We talked. And I recognize I wounded her deeply. But after the wound and after the, Dexter was here, she was just like, all right, let's go. Let's go, know. And there's some things that she had to make me do because I'm still in teenage mode. But she had to say, oh no, pretty much. I mean, you're in womanhood arena now. You bit that apple too soon, Suge. But now that you bit it, come on, let's go.
Now.
But I do. I really do appreciate her. She knows I tell her, but still, I really do. I really appreciate her. Good. I know I sometimes think I'm her mama. She does. But I absolutely appreciate Peggy. How I appreciate her.
That's so wonderful.
I really do.
Yeah. I know you do. I all of my. I can say all my. I mean, they've done stuff and gave you hell and all like
that. Look, she said, yeah.
We did what? Y'all did what?
Yeah, they scratched their hair out.
But I'm saying because I know the way I was brought up or the way I grew up is that I was always in nurture and mother. I've all been in that mode all as far back as I can remember. Because I was telling somebody, I've been cooking since I was about 7 or 8. And by the time I hit 10, I was collard greens and fried chicken. That was because I grew up around my mama and my grandmama. So from that, and then I was the oldest of the 4 under me or 3 under me. Because my older brothers was far enough away that, they were there. But I took care of the ones under me. So I just grew up in that mode. So when I started having my own children, I didn't know how to do nothing else but be a good mom because I was already in that mode. And now that I look back, I say, ooh, well, thank you. Because I cannot remember going through, oh, I'm tired of this baby crying. I don't remember going through all that because I did that. I took care of my sisters and brothers when my mom and dad was working. So for that, I said, well, I thank God for it. And then when I told somebody, I said, you know what, the first time in my life that I lived alone was when Bobby Howell died. Yeah. I never lived alone. Never in my life had I lived alone. But it was fine because of the way I came up. I was always a self-sustaining person. So I thought, this is the first time in my life I ever lived alone because I came from my mama's house. I got married. I had children. Then I divorced my first husband, got married again, and it was just always, it was just always that way. So, God just orchestrated my life, and I said, for some it could be bad, but to me it's good. I like it. It's fine with me because it kept me from a lot of, that stuff about resenting because you got children or being, because my thing was getting them children cleaned up, dressed up, shine them up. You ain't got nothing to do, walk to this or do that or the other. And how they view what I thought about what they thought, because I've always tried to let them say it with respect. Because when the disrespect come in and you want to see somebody become a banshee, get disrespectful. Because otherwise, I'm just like that.
You're even keeled.
As long as you can do it with respect, but you want to get me pissed off, get disrespectful, or try to tell me what I am and ain't gonna do, or just get ugly with me, whether you think you got a reason or not. And then, of course, again, like anything else, I've had my heartaches, I've had my tribulations, I've had my disappointments for a lot of stuff. But still, for me, and when I tell you, I ain't going there, because I feel like if I go there, I might not come back. I'm serious. If I go there, I really feel like I would never come back.
I think when I had children, I think like you, I had 4 younger brothers and sisters, and I was everything to them. I did everything. Yeah. Took them to school. I even went to the parent-teacher meetings. I took them for to the dentist to get their shots. And I really, really think when my children came along, I was like tired. I adored them. Yeah. I loved them.
And I think back during those years, those times, when parents had younger children and an older child, that was just the way it was. I mean, that's what you did. You did it. You know what I mean? I don't know what else you thought you were going to do. But,
I didn't want to do that. But, you know, my sister said, she said, but what, you weren't mean to us. Why weren't you mean? I said, I thought I was mean. She goes, no. Because she could be. She said, if I could show you how to be, you know. Anyway, but I adored my children desperately, but I think I failed in patience. I really do. I have to confess, patience just wasn't there with me.
Yeah,
you know,
I had a little bit of that, but I've had to learn patience again through my mother, because I mean we would get into, or I should say I would get into things with her because her breaking point was way past mine. I mean, but I was thinking in my own head and what I can tolerate. Well, some people can tolerate stuff, or you know, their breaking point is not where mine is. Theirs was 10 more miles down the road, whereas I'm like right here.
Bam,
so there was, and so she had to break that thing down to me, as it even related to me and my siblings. It's almost like, you know, well, because I know what I could be able to stand with my own child, for instance. But she really had to teach me and show me, well, wait a minute, hold on, stop it, partner. Pump your brakes. Just because that's your threshold, that don't charge that to me. Because she still had a little bit, quote unquote, if you will, grace and mercy. Whereas I'm like, damn. So I had to learn how to digress and relax that part of me.
Breathe.
There you go. Breathe. I had to learn how to breathe. Yes. Breathe. I did. I had to learn how to breathe. That is so true.
My father spoke to me one day when he watched an intercourse between Shelley and I. How I lost it, and he had to say, wait a minute. He said, my whole life I've been hearing you say, your whole life I've been hearing you say you want a little girl. Now you've got the little girl. He said, now. He said, enjoy the little girl and stop being so impatient. My dad. Yeah. You know, and I shall forever be grateful to him. Yeah. He was very patient. I shall be forever grateful to him because he really, I didn't realize that I was being impatient. Because I'm a bit OCD sometimes. I want everything perfect. It's only now as I've gotten older that I like everything perfect. And life isn't like that.
No, it's not even life.
You know, it's not even life, no.
Learn the difference
between it's crazy. The tables would be set up at the restaurant, right? And I would stay there till 3, 4 in the morning and set every single one again. Wipe every salt and pepper shaker had to be just set in the right, in degree. Every cup, the handle had to be turned a certain way. Silverware had to be shiny and fit. I mean, when I think about it now.
And who paid any attention to it?
And who paid it? I know.
And we want things right. Oh, know, we want their standards of being professional.
But that was flowing over into my personal life and the life of my children. Exactly. I see it now, and I'm so grateful to God that He opened my eyes. Because now I'm not like that. At the end of the day, we keep that place clean and make sure it's clean. But listen, I cut out the lights and leave with everybody else. But I never
That's wisdom.
I was terrible. I mean, I think about my poor kids sitting in the car on a Sunday after church. And I said, I'm going into the restaurant to just check something. I said, come in. They'd say, no. And they thought by saying no, that I would be out quick. I'd forget they're in the car. They'd be out there for hours while I would titivate on nonsense. And I think about now that time that I lost with them. For what? You know? Breathe. I breathe now.
Okay.